This your boy Hurricane. This is why I go ham in my music. Listen to this shit.
Doctors are saying that COVID-19 will most likely become a seasonal illness like the flu.
Because of this, they believe we'll have to take COVID vaccines seasonally as well. News4Jax reporter Bree Isom joins us live. Bree, doctors are saying this virus is here to stay. But as more people are exposed to the virus and more people are vaccinated, those cases will become less severe. Now, doctors say about those symptoms after you get the vaccine, those are here to stay. Dr. Sunil Joshi, the Duval County Medical Society Foundation president, says even if you normally don't feel flu-like symptoms after your flu shot, you could feel those symptoms with the COVID vaccine. That's because it's an mRNA vaccine, unlike the flu shot.
The mRNA vaccines are probably a little bit more likely to cause these types of side effects than the typical viral vector vaccines that our bodies are used to.
Joshi says when we get the vaccine, our immune system develops an antibody response to the virus.
The side effect profile is not significantly different than other vaccines that we have, and so I don't expect it to be much different as the years go on. And you know, it's just one of those things that people learn to tolerate.
As for how long these vaccines are effective, Joshi says up to 5 or 6 months.
We may need a booster this fall or the upcoming winter, and then we'll potentially have a seasonal vaccine after that.
Joshi says this virus will most likely be a seasonal virus like the flu, but cases will become less severe and hospitalizations will decrease as more people develop antibodies.
It's a different world that we're living in now compared to previously. There's a lot of travel internationally back and forth. The viruses are mutating, just like the flu.
A local man says he'd be okay with getting a COVID-19 vaccine every year. But getting the shot again would be worth it for you?
Absolutely. It would be just standard procedure.
It'd just be standard procedure. Standard procedure. Y'all heard that, right? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. That is why I go ham in my music. Since we on the motherfucking news and shit. Just heard some shit about my bitch ass governor. So. Local news at 4. There you go. Here you go. Here you go. Right here. For those that stay in Michigan, throw your middle fingers up for the governor.
Watch the Oscars live on ABC and YouTube TV. Try it free.
Ladies
Don't
and
you just
gentlemen,
hate
we have
ads?
a new edition. What?
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit. Looking for news at 6 starts now.
Detroit?
Several airlines affected and thousands of passengers trying to make their way back to Detroit from Florida. We'll talk about the problem and show you what you can do to get home.
With many districts going virtual for the 2 weeks after spring break, questions are mounting about what happens to that very crucial SAT and pre-SAT testing. Coming up what the experts are saying now.
Governor Whitmer says no to national experts calling for Michigan to shut things down. Now Republicans have scrapped a bill that would set a standard for future restrictions. Off the top tonight at 6.
I want to pause it right there. For future. Okay? For future. See, this is the real reason why I really want to do this, because people have complied and they say Michigan is the highest in the U.S. How if people have complied? So, we all know where this is going. Future restrictions. Oh, shit, nigga. Like we did it before, we could do it again. But we could do it at any moment. But this is news. I'm just giving you some news.
With coronavirus, Michigan continues to see concerning numbers as the CDC recommends Michigan change its strategy to stop this surge.
Michigan reports 9,600.
Stop the surge. And now they say the new variant is from the UK. So now y'all blaming my Doctor Who niggas now? First it was Wuhan. Now we blaming the UK variant. Okay, but let us look it up.
74 new cases over the past 2 days and 12 additional deaths. Governor Whitmer says she will extend workplace restrictions for another 6 months, but says
Okay, people in Michigan, if you haven't seen the news, for another 6 months. So it's April right now, right? So that's May, June, July, August, September, October, right? Or if we don't count this month and just say May, June, July, August. Okay. This still 6 months. October, it'll end. But they always do this. Like, I call this moving the goalpost. First it was a 2-week curve, then it was 2 months, then it was 6 months, then it was a whole year, and now it's more, so let's go back, let's go this.
Workers could return to offices before that 6 months is up. CDC Director Dr.
People could turn to offices. Yeah, sit behind that desk and look like Mr. Anderson from The Matrix.
Bill Walensky says Michigan should, quote-unquote, shut things down instead of relying on vaccinations to stop the current surge of cases.
Now, that's what our CDC director said. Michigan needs to shut things down instead of relying on vaccinations to slow the surge.
Governor Whitmer made it clear today those shutdowns are not the route that she plans on taking.
You might think that would put her on some common ground maybe with Republicans in the state legislature.
She's not down for a fucking shutdown, but you down for making a nigga suffer for 6 more months. Okay. Like, isn't that something like a shutdown? I was like, no, I need to go to Mickey D's.
But the political sniping continues.
Political sniping. Did you hear that? Political sniping. See, that's my trigger word. Like, most people have their own trigger words, but my trigger word is more warlike. Political sniping. That's a powerful word to use. I never heard that. Let's go again.
Local 4's Rod Maloney joins us live now with the latest on the Lansing logjam. Rod.
Yeah, Kimberly, here's the situation. The Republican leadership in the legislature has said all along that they're looking for a plan from the governor how to get out of this COVID situation. None has been forthcoming. They've not had any kind of negotiations. Both sides say they want that, but they haven't happened. Well, today...
Both sides say they want... This bitch has been the governor forever. Y'all had no conversations at all. So what have you been doing in your spare time while we've been out here suffering? Oh, we don't want to talk to you because you wear blue.
The governor took a swipe at the House bill that the Republicans put together, looking to get some kind of certitude. She scoffed at it, and now there's reaction out of Lansing.
In the legislature, they tried to enact something that would determine, based on a couple of simple metrics, whether or not restaurants should be open or closed. If that was the law now, everything would be closed right now.
Something the governor doesn't want to do and belittle the legislature's efforts. But Republican House Majority Floor Leader Ben Frederick says that bill came from restaurant owners themselves, who say the governor's go-it-alone approach is crippling them.
We prefer even the clarity of the things that might lead to further restrictions just to know, because we can't function as a business with the uncertainty that the governor's office has created over many, many months. We can't project, we can't forecast, we can't even talk to our lenders about what our business plan is going to look like 3 or 6 months from now.
The governor instead saying the full context of what's happening comes into play, and that's what she's following. She said it's not a question of policy, but of compliance that's put Michigan in this situation.
We know that we are at the end of, close to the end of this saga. If
we are at the end, close to the end of this saga, the world is a stage, people.
We all do our part, and that's why we're going to continue to call on people to do that and not go back to, those same kind of protocols because we're in a different moment.
People starting to realize as they're starting to get out a little bit more that Michigan's misery is fairly unique in its scope and depth. and they're making decisions for themselves. And some of them are just over it.
Now, one of the things that Frederick said is that the governor, when she said, and she said this in a statement this afternoon, that people don't understand the full context of what's going on, that the legislature doesn't understand the full context. He believes that's code for people just don't understand what to do, and so therefore the governor needs to tell them what to do. He disagrees.
People don't. Did you hear that? People don't understand what to do, so the governor needs to tell them what to do. And Michigan has been complying, but we are the highest in the U.S. Ain't that a bitch? So, somebody's lying.
Agrees with that heartily. Back to you.
Okay. In conclusion, the world is a stage. Some bullshit going on. And watch the snap. Peace.